I got you a gift. I know it's a little bit early, but it
You
just
don't have
came
to do
in.
that.
No, it just came
You don't
in.
have to do that, man.
I figured I'd give it to you now.
What's this?
It's Big Chungus.
What is Big Chungus?
Do you like it?
I don't even have a PS4. What is Big Chungus? Is this a joke?
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend, and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch!
Hey everybody, what is up? This is Phil from Zaid Comics, wearing a hood because we're gonna do a hair reveal today. Got a haircut, and I kind of look. I like this hood. It's a nice hoodie. If it's form fitting to the head. We got some people in the chat here. We got Bullet Ninja Haggleman says his body is ready, and Ann is in the chat too. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. He's right. What is Big Chungus? Big Chungus is amazing. D Barry's in the chat too. I gotta tweet this out to let people know what's going on. I might have to change the title to this as well, depending on what happens. But we are going to be talking about the Goblin Girl, Dan Plagle's The Goblin Girl today. And I wanted to show up. I put some new art up today on my wall. I took some art down and I put some art up. Put this beautiful, see if you guys can see this. This beautiful drawn, inked, penciled, and Copic marker colored piece by Dan Dahl of The Masquerade. Amazing. I had to frame it. It doesn't look that centered in the camera. It looks more centered in real life. Let's see here. Bristolian Dave, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Ann says, oh, when's the Lost Pages 2 fan art contest deadline again? This is a great question. Great question. So all your artists out there, we're having a Lost Pages 2 fan art contest. If you guys want to participate, then throw your submission on Twitter, tag me or my brother, and put hashtag LP2 fan art. And the deadline for that is the 24th of November. So around 30 days from now, a little bit less than that. But yeah, and then we'll do the whole voting stuff. Furchwash Studios is here too. Yeah, let's get my boy Billy in here. What's up, Billy?
Do you like it? Do you like the Big Chungus? Do you like it?
Big Chungus is awesome.
I like that was what like he went to first. Like he asked questions. He's like, I don't even. What is this? I don't even have a PS4. He's like, you can't see the guy's face, but you can tell that he's like hovering and like so he's like, do you like it?
What is Big Chungus? I don't even have a PlayStation. Yeah, that video is gold.
Do you like it?
What's up, Billy?
Not too much, man. Just recouping after a first 48 hours of what like from personal experience is kind of just like everybody can tell you what to kind of prepare for, but then like once you light your own candle and launch that rocket, it's a totally different experience. And it's been a whirlwind, but like really fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, it's always been a great launch for you guys. I love the page you put together, all the art that's on here. I love seeing you getting shout outs on other streams too, which is really cool. And I'm gonna go over to Twitter to tweet this out.
Okay.
And
thanks everybody for showing up this morning. I recognize some names, a few others are new to me because I know they're probably your loyal fans here. I'm not familiar with Marigold and or D Barry, but good morning, Bristolian Dave and First Watch Studios.
Oh yeah. No, they're Zaid Comics.
Bullet Ninja,
yeah. So what could you say about this campaign? Just like getting into it, how did you get involved? and just talk about that while I tweet this out.
Okay. Well, some of you out there may know me or Dan Plagle, also known as Boob Dan Art. He's had this project going for a while now. In fact, many people don't know, but Dan had like 3 or 4 ideas for a comic book to come out this year because he's just that kind of prolific of an artist. And I know that you had a very big hand and maybe a couple others in choosing out of the 4 that Goblin Girl was going to be the thing that he put out this year. He wasn't sure. He reached out, and I know that, I mean, without your suggestion, Goblin Girl might not be a thing this year. And so Dan went into full production and started drawing this 100-page graphic novel. It was originally going to be, and then as he got closer to launch time, he realized that he wanted to do a color and a black and white book. And for his first campaign, he realized that trying to mail out to everybody possibly 200 plus pages in a package might not be feasible for him, and it might not be financially even possible. So he cut down that 100-page book to a 50-page book. And then, of course, within a couple days, added another 12 pages back to that 50 pages that he hadn't drawn yet.
Yeah.
And then it was all full steam, and it was basically going to be him and Matt Yackey. Matt Yackey is a long time, very long time, almost 3-decade friend of Dan Plagle's, and that was how it was all going up until just 35 days ago. It was going to be a Dan Plagle, Matt Yackey production, and then it just ended up turning out that Matt Yackey had too many prior obligations with Black Flag and Ultrastar, and he also was coming off of a nerve damage from an arm injury, and it just wasn't going to be possible. And he actually so Dan came to me and he's like, "Hey, Yackey can't color my book. I'd really like you to be the colorist of my book."
Mm-hmm.
And I was overjoyed because of you again, like facilitating. I had worked with Dan a couple of times before that, and I really loved his work. And I didn't want to step on Matt Yackey's toes, but like he came in and was just, he's like, "No, I actually feel much better knowing that like this is going to be in good hands, that I can't be here." So like, just
That's
like
awesome.
I said, barely over 30 days ago, a new creative team was formed, and then we got Matt Barr from Rock and Roll Ninja to come in and redesign the logo and start working on all the letters. So this kind of like this little powerhouse of a team just formed within the last 30 days, and we've been just trucking to get the page and everything together and get launch going, and here we are.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's awesome. Let's see. Kamara says Goblin Girl stream without Boob Dan heresy.
He had another, I think his it's funny, Dan drives a tow truck, and I feel like in the last 24 hours he's kind of ran out of gas twice and has needed a little roadside service, little pickup.
Did the old bait and switch here. Boob Dan's actually Billy today.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'd say Billy is a very good replacement for Matt. Yeah, people are digging this stuff, man. Yeah, I mean, Dan, I first met Dan on Frega's stream before I think Frega, came into CG. Dan was there on his streams, and he had his puppet and drawn. And where I really kind of fell in love with his art is the first Fragtober, when he was doing he would do every day, a Fragtober submission, and just seeing just the art that this guy could pump out, and became friends with him really quickly. And this was, like you said, one of the many ideas he had that he was showing around with Goblin Girl, and everybody just loved it. The title is striking. The character, the world around it is just really, really cool. And then now seeing the stuff in color is awesome too. The fun thing is about this book is when I was working with Dan, doing some sketch cards for Magic Cop 2, as well as when we had him do this trading card I could show off. And Billy actually colored this, which was amazing. That everybody gets a copy of this or one of these cards when they get Magic Cop 2, which you guys still could pick up. But
that trading card is my first official printed work since it actually snuck in and came out right before Starlight Cats.
gotcha. Yeah, no, this is amazing. One of my favorite pieces. And when I was working on the Lost Pages too, Dan was digging it and digging the characters. So he did this sick ass pinup, or it's basically like a cover of the Masquerade. And I have it up in my office. It's not in my room here. It's at work, but it's on my background of my phone. So you guys can see here. Just so cool.
I remember that
Masquerade in the background there. And this babe noir chick. So I got that from Dan and actually bought this off of him too, which is what you guys are able to get in this as well. So this is the OG Goblin Girl, the Goblin Girl that he would bring to conventions, and very much like kind of like a prototype to the comic. Almost, I'd say it's probably like under 20 pages. And this is one of the perks, right? You could have a reprint.
You can get a reprint of that. It's basically, it's not in size wise, but you could really consider this a true ash can. Like it's a proof of concept comic. It's only 16 pages. It's black and white. It was meant to secure the Goblin Girl IP and establish it as an actual printed work. The style's a little bit earlier than an older style that Dan was using. It's a lot more manga than what the current book is. It's funny to kind of, it almost looks like a different artist like drew it like in a manga style. It's funny. It looks like fan art.
And I think this cover is colored by Matt Yackey too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is a Matt Yackey colored cover.
I think. But it's super funny. Like this whole page sets up the story. This disemboweled head is kind of the narrator of it. And you can see there's still like the very much Dan Plagle layouts.
Well, it's funny. He showed us a couple spots too, where since that was just literally an ash can proof of concept, I guess there's a couple spots where the letters go outside the bubbles, like they go too long, and they.
But you still got your boobs there. But you could see this is really cool too, because if you guys do get the reprint of it, you'll see how much his art has grown from when he was publishing this back then as just a few one-offs to what he's knocking out now, which is really cool. Let's see if I can find another page here. Big setting. You can still recognize the shapes of his. These kind of look phallic. What is that?
That looks like a cock and balls.
That's But no, this is awesome. Very much a collector's item, and everybody is jealous when I show that off.
Dan's got such a unique style because of all his crazy interests. It really is this weird hybrid of like European graphic novel animation and like manga at the same time. It's really, because you hear people, it's like, oh, it's like Western anime, like Western manga, or whatever. I'm like, this is a totally different thing. This feels like UK mixed with manga, which is like two styles you don't see usually mixed together,
Yeah. Dave says, good replacement. Kayla's in the chat. What's up? Thanks for popping in on your lunch break.
I'm sorry about my allergies. Like I've just been like going off.
You're fine. This Billy did color this cover, right?
I did. I did, and that's one of the examples of like Dan let me paint on top of his lines to make this like a truly like painted cover. Like it was done digitally, obviously, but it's like we did it traditionally, like on a board. Like he went in with like pencils and inks, and then I came in and like painted right on top.
What's up, Ollie? Passion says this is Billy Bacsko presents Dan Plagle's Goblin Girl. That's right.
Right. It's just like Lakeside. It's Lakeside featuring Billy. I mean, Billy Bacsko's Lakeside featuring Skip Edwards on art and writing.
I don't think anybody knows what Lakeside is yet.
Oh, right.
Shout outs to Skip. Yeah, let's take a look more at these this art here. Of course, this is amazing. This should be like a belt buckle, like that Dan should wear, right?
Well, that'll be one of the stickers too that you get
beautiful.
if you order the Goblin's chest tier. Goblin's chest tier has so much swag in it that we didn't realize Indiegogo only lets you list 10 items on any one perk.
Dude, I didn't know that either. I literally just found that out like the day before you guys mentioned it to me.
Yeah, so we actually might make the last item say that rather than it just say the 10 items. We might just have it say like and many more things because we can't put any more. Thanks, Indiegogo. You know, like
First Watch Studios says, "Damn, love those colors. Really want to work with you, Billy, on something one day. Loving the colors."
This was like when EVS showed us and he got to this picture, he just started cracking up. And I was just like, oh yeah, dude, that's awesome. Like,
yeah, it's sick. We got a suggestion here. Passion says Dan needs to make those into mouse pads like RGE did.
Passion, we are doing that. If you get the if you get the Goblin's chest here with Goblin Girl, you will get a Goblin Girl. And I'm glad you reminded me of that. That one's not the sticker. That's actually that image right there is the mouse pad. So if you like that image, and you know, when you wake up in the morning, you get to the desk and you're like, hey, I need to check my my AOL Instant Messenger to see if my mom sent me any messages like for the groceries thing. And you can just slide your hand right across those goblin titties to check.
I can't wait to get it. That's the one I'm going to pick it up because I need that mouse pad
in
my life. It's going to be perfect. But yeah, you guys are also offering a black and white and colored version. So like what do you call the black and white version?
Gray toned, I think. The gray toned version. Yeah.
So this is, you know, here's the gray toned pages. That's all Dan, and this is the colored pages of Billy. You know, spreading his juices on these pages, if we will. You know what I'm saying? So that is awesome. So how far along is production? Where are you in coloring, and where is Dan in page wise?
Well, like I said, since the creative team just kind of got together within the last 30 days, as far as coloring goes, coloring just started production. So kind of what you see on the campaign is literally all that's been colored. There's a couple other things that we haven't shown yet that have been colored, but that's the majority of it.
Yeah.
But as far as the line art, all of the pencil, inking, and gray toning is 98% done. And when we say 98% done, it's not a figuratively 98% done. There's literally a 2-page spread that has blank spots for people to be drawn in the drawn in tier, and then that's all that's left to be drawn. All of Goblin Girl then is completely done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dan's actually already on page 32 of Goblin Girl 2. So we are way ahead of schedule right now.
Yeah, that was the thing too. Like when he was working on this, and I know he was planning, like he wanted to launch. What was it? Probably like in September. He was talking about. He's like, I might launch in September, but he was figuring out, you know,
July 26th was the first launch date.
Yeah, so he's been drawing this for a while. So, like you said, he planned on putting out something that was like 100 pages. And I was one of the guys that was telling him, because he's really enthusiastic. He wants to put as much into this project as possible. You know, he wanted to do, you know, figures and a bunch of other stuff like that. That I was like, maybe for your next campaign, you know, I think the first campaign you want to establish that you could put a book out, fulfill it on time, and earn that goodwill with the readers. And then you could do the crazy stuff. And I think for price-wise and for production, cutting it down to the page count that it's at now works out much better in the long run.
I agree.
But yeah, so that makes total sense that, he was already deep into this story, and all I had to do is kind of find a good spot to split it up
Right.
into two books. And so he's already far into the next book, which is awesome. That's going to make things really easy on the backers. I think it's a simple choice to go ahead and back this one. Let's see. Anne says, is this rated double D?
That is a very, very good question. So, what you're getting with Goblin Girl? I know that we say it says it on the campaign that obviously it's high adventure, sword and sorcery, but
Yeah.
everybody should know that this book is absolutely appropriate for boys or girls. I would say age 12 and up, 13 and up. Really, you could think of this as like it's a if you were when you were a kid, if you remember Elvira or anything like that, this is like kind of like an Elvira movie with goblins and gore. Yeah, you're gonna get a little cheesecake. Obviously, you're gonna get a healthy amount of cleavage, but there's no sex in this. There's no porn. There's no uh, uh, really kind of cliche sexual innuendos getting dropped all the time and stuff like that. This is a
I'd say it's
straightforward.
probably like what the Image guys were doing, like Spawn,
Yeah,
right? So
right.
like if you let your kid
Right.
read Spawn,
Yeah.
do
I
the
mean,
same thing.
it's a. I would say this is Lady Death, but more fun. Like Lady Death, I would say almost
There you
takes
go.
itself
Yeah, Lady Death.
too seriously. Like it's trying to like be really serious dark fantasy. Like that's not what we're going after.
Yeah.
We're going after sexy, but fun. I actually
Yeah, and I was listening to
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was listening to Dan talk about it last night, and I think I don't remember whose channel, but he was saying he wants to put out books that are fun, that if you're looking for something that has this super deep moral meaning at the end of it or revelation, he's just trying to put out as many fun comics as he can that are gonna be like a cartoonish blockbuster, and I think that's exactly what this is.
Dan's like he's that awesome, crazy movie Cineplex that you went to in your teenage years where you spent $4 and you got to see like 6 great movies, and maybe,
Yeah.
And you're just like, whoa, like all these were like super cool and super fun. And like, I mean, that's what he's trying to do is like, he wants to just make good old fashioned fun comics,
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see. We got Tree Goblin. Speaking of goblins, what's up, Tree Goblin? I saw 24 Eyes was in here.
Give me the gold. I'm the tree leprechaun.
Adam Miller. Thanks for tuning in. You guys make a pretty great art team, Billy. Looking good.
Thank you very much, Adam.
Adam Miller's awesome. I've been loving his art on Twitter lately.
Yeah.
Talking about spreading juices. Can we get some lamination on those pages?
It will be in full color, glossy, 80 weight paper.
Exxon,
you will be prepared.
Jim Cox is in the chat. What's up, brother? Brandon is talking about broccoli. I think he might be eating some broccoli right now. Is there side boob?
There's boob from every single direction. If you want to share my screen, like I could I mean, we can get back to the page, but I can
yeah, look at that.
Everyone, we're like so far into production, literally, with Goblin Girl 1 and Goblin Girl 2. This could still be a thing with Goblin Girl 1. Like I said, we've got so many plates spinning that like I mean, we've gone ahead and we've already commissioned our first Goblin Girl statue that if we can get this campaign high enough, possibly we can make them, but it will definitely be a thing for Goblin Girl 2.
Man, look at that. That's awesome. There's some side
so
boob.
There's your side boob for you. Look at that. There's a little top cleavage.
That's so
cool. A little close up on there. You don't like the top cleavage? Well, there's some under boob for you.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, we've got all kinds of crazy
that would
great
be
things
so cool.
planned and goodies. Yeah. We got, magical rings, we got mouse pads, and then we got great stuff happening. Dan's on top
And
of it.
figures in the future. I can't wait for
Yep.
that. All right, yeah, I wanted to see this page in color because this is some cool stuff. Look at Rathul. So yeah, tell me about these characters. I know Dan's not here, but I'm sure you know some.
So Gin the Goblin Girl is, funny enough, it's almost a bit of a tale of Rapunzel a bit, so she is considered amongst the goblin people to be malformed and ugly. She doesn't have a hump on her back. She doesn't have any pustules on her faces. I mean,
She has
both of her
2
arms.
humps on her front, though.
Yeah, I mean, but look at both of her arms are the same size. She doesn't have one fetal arm and one larger arm. She's
Right.
just I mean, she's got full lips and high cheekbones. She's just extremely ugly when it comes to the goblin race.
Right.
So, being born that ugly, they knew that she was cursed. So she was locked away, a la Rapunzel. And instead of growing out her hair, she grew out her other things. And Rathul is kind of like her caretaker, and he's kind of taken pity on her this whole time.
Yeah.
And at one point, he is ordered to do something kind of nefarious, and he decides that he's not going to follow through on those orders, and he's going to help Gin escape. So he's been kind of like her teacher and mentor throughout her life because she's never had contact with anybody else. And in this story, you're going to get to see kind of their bond form, and then you'll get to see him actually help her break her shackles and escape the life that she's been living. There's a lot of world building going on in this book. We get to about 10 or 15 pages before you even see any Goblin Girl. In this world, there's been a huge magical cataclysm that's happened, almost like a magical nuclear bomb going off.
Yeah.
And it scattered all these magical items all around the world. And these magical items over time get into the hands of different factions. And just so happens that there's been a few magical artifacts that have gotten into the hands of the goblins over the last couple thousand years. And they've risen to power underneath the crusts of the earth.
Damn. So this is, that right there kind of sets up a scenario where Dan could literally go anywhere with the story and take Goblin Girl on any little adventure to go get some item, or maybe there's some tyrannical emperor who has an item and stuff like that. So that's a pretty cool setup, and sounds like you guys are going for something that is going to last a while.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what this page sets up here. That's why we chose the interior pages that we showed not to just be pretty ones, but ones that were kind of very indicative of the story on a whole. So we wanted to show some mood and set pieces, and then obviously some action with the goblins and Goblin Girl. But yeah, that's what's kind of going on in this panel. You see like a dragon is like laying waste to the land, and there's like a king. There's a king there that's being melted, but his sword is fine, but he's like, his armor unfortunately wasn't as magical as his sword. His kingdom falling into ruin, different factions of men killing off each other, crazy kings rising to power, till finally that last panel where you see it's just the world is left into like a cold, desolate like area.
Yeah.
I don't know what the writing style is called. You may be more familiar with it, but this is very much a story that's kind of written in a Quentin Tarantino style. There's actually 3 or 4 characters in this story, and all the things are happening at once, and you're going to get to see these different groups of people that are completely unconnected and separated, and they're all having their own little stories. And there's a portion in the book where they all come together and then the plot goes forward from there. So, like I said, I'm sure there's a word for that. You're a writer, but
Cool.
yeah, it's like separate
Yeah.
plots kind of coming together as like one. So when you said that, like, yeah, we have a lot of story to tell here.
Yeah, that's really interesting, and there's a cool storytelling aspect too. I like that. It's like a disjointed, linear storytelling. I dig that. Yeah.
There where it is, non-linear storytelling.
Yeah.
There's what it is.
For sure.
Yeah,
And
because you're not gonna know, like, hey, like, it's gonna pop over to these other people, and you're gonna be like, well, God, well, where are they at? Like, when are they gonna see Goblin Girl?
Yeah,
Or like,
for sure.
it keeps that mystery,
It's so cool, and I'm super excited. I don't know when you're going to show it off, but this is not the end of this cover, right? There's going to be more to this
right?
that you guys are going to be showing, which is exciting.
I felt really kind of apprehensive about saying it as of launch day because it made me feel a little bit weird. But now that we're 2 days in, I don't feel quite as bad. Just so everybody understands, we had the creative team came together in the last 4 weeks of this, so now I don't necessarily feel as bad. But this is a wraparound cover, and yeah, I put a lot of really hard work into making this cover sing. But there's a whole nother half that people haven't seen yet. If you watch the Goblin Girl trailer, the last image that we show in the Goblin Girl trailer is this wraparound cover in its full black and white glory. But yeah, we're going to reveal here within the next couple days, maybe sometime next week, that full color wraparound cover that everybody's going to get. Well, both books, basically, if you buy the gray toned book, that version will have the gray toned wraparound cover. If you buy the color book, it'll have the color wraparound cover as well.
I think also a suggestion for the page is somewhere on here, maybe after the pages, or maybe the last thing after the second batch of writing on there, you should, or even where this picture is, you should put somewhere on here that you're doing this mouse pad, and not just in the little set thing. So like Passion,
even in parentheses, like work in progress art for mouse pad or something.
Yeah, you should do that just so people know. Like, I'm sure Passion looked at this campaign page and he saw this and was like, oh, they should make it into a mouse pad. But there's no really spot to do that unless they look into the Goblin's chest tier. So I think that would be a good thing to throw on here so people know. Even if it's, instead of doing just like text, you can do like, I don't know, like bigger words or something. Be like mouse pad.
I want to give a shout out to Dave from Genuine Comics in chat. Just wanted you to know, like, I'm doing something with boobs. I thought you'd be happy.
We got First Watch Studio says, who did the logo?
The logo was done by the incomparable Matt Barr. It's funny that there's a lot of things that I love to share about the creative team and about this book with everybody. Matt Barr, if people don't know, he is the artist for Richard C. Meyer, and he is drawing a book called Rock and Roll Ninja. That is a 100-page graphic novel. Matt Barr is also a great artist, and funny enough, I'm actually working with Matt on 2 other projects. I'm doing all the gray Zipatone for Rock and Roll Ninja, and then one other one that's yet to be announced. But Matt Barr, in his other job besides drawing comics, is he does storyboards and typography for really big companies like ABC Sports, ESPN, and the NFL. He's actually had graphics done on 3 separate Super Bowls. Matt's kind of a big deal when it comes to that kind of job. So he's good friends of ours. And when he saw that Goblin Girl was coming together, he was like, hey, I've been drawing Rock and Roll Ninja for this last year. I'd really kind of like to flex those graphic arts muscles. And if you guys want me to design a logo, I could put a logo together. So yeah, Matt put together this killer logo.
This is the logo that Dan did. He kind of like reworked this one, right?
Yeah. He took Dan's original one and then kind of brought it in and did his magic and just super cleaned it up. when I saw it, I was just like, oh my God, it looks like it's like a ride for a sign for an amusement park ride now. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you could just see us. It's like, hey, who wants to ride Goblin Girl again? I'd be like, I want to ride the Goblin Girl. I want to ride. Grandma, do you want to ride the Goblin Girl again? I love riding the Goblin Girl.
We boomer question. Even though this seems to, I don't know. I feel like if you're a boomer, you'd know this. Is what is a mouse pad? What does mouse pad mean?
You know, like it's a neoprene surface that goes onto your desk, and then it has a little silicone pad that you can rest your nice little wrist on, so you don't get tendonitis. And it just so happens that they make these ones that the rest part can be tits.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Here, let me show you an example. Here you go.
Oh.
So this would be
exactly. That's exactly what we're going for.
instead of Deadpool, it would be the Goblin Girl.
I'm touching myself tonight. That's what it says on that.
We got pops in here. Yeah, it's a pad. You put your PC mouse on. That's perfect explanation.
Yeah.
People are liking the logo. Smooth surface for computer mouse. There we go. Yeah, everybody digs it. Yeah, so this is an awesome campaign. You guys, if you have not checked it out, the link is in the description. If you guys are in the chat, you got any mods in there, throw that link up in the chat as well. We want to get this some great funding so we could get all this cool stuff. Maybe that badass statue that that Billy was showing off earlier, and some more stretch goals and more stuff to come. Let's see.
Just so you know, we've taken advice from kind of everybody around us, and when we go ahead and add, because we do plan on adding some things to the campaign as part of the stretch goal process, but we'll be following suit from advice like you and stuff. Anybody that backs this project, you have the security of knowing that any item that gets added on, you will get a link to a secret perk so that you can add that item on without having to refund and without having any shipping prices added to your order.
Right. Yeah.
We created two special tiers for our friends in Australia to lower their shipping price so that it is the same as the US and they don't have to pay this exorbitant amount. We haven't forgotten about our friends in the UK and Canada, but we're still trying to work that out right now. So right now, I know the shipping is a little bit high there, but we are trying to get that squared away. So hopefully, maybe we might be able to provide them with a discount as well. But two of the stretch goals that we have planned are some variant covers by some really great CG artists.
Oh.
Like I said, we're not going to punish our backers. Like anything that we add to this campaign will be done through secret tier process. So you won't be paying extra shipping and you won't have to refund your order.
Perfect. No, that's awesome. Yeah. So let's check out your tiers. Of course, this is a great one. The featured perk. It comes with all of the books, which include the grayscale, the colored, a sketchbook, which we could talk about in a second, and that OG reprint of that book that I showed you, the old ash can that Dan used to take to conventions to get in for free. So
the original.
That would be really cool. Let's talk about that sketchbook. What is going on with that?
So like me and you have said, like Dan he's one of those people that he just can't stop drawing. Like you'll be sitting there having a conversation with him, and then you'll ask like 15-20 minutes in that conversation, like, oh, what are you drawing? He's like, oh, I just started this thing. And he'll have a full 11 by 17 drawing done of the thing that you guys were just talking about. And he does that all the time. You know, like, I mean, he's even done he's created characters in universes that you've written just because he wanted to do it, because like, oh hey, I drew a picture of of the people and and 3 other characters that I just came up with.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He's so crazy like that. He's always just like his hand doesn't want to stop drawing. So so he's putting together this sketchbook that's like a nice, good, healthy selection of drawings that he's done, that he's proud of, and that he's done recently. Some of them have some CG characters. Some of them have some CG characters plus fictitious characters that he just made up. And then there's a healthy dose of Goblin Girl pre-production. Dan's also a notorious redrawer. The cover that you see for Goblin Girl was the 6th version. He drew that same cover, kind of slightly variations with the people moved around on it 6 times. So
I know, it's crazy.
So the sketchbook, I'm sure, will at least have
Dave,
1 or 2 of those in there.
So Dave has a question here about that featured tier. He says the description confuses him. 1 color edition of Goblin Girl, 1 gray edition of Goblin Girl, 1 sketchbook, and 1 classic Goblin Girl comic reprint edition books. And that book is in black and white.
Okay, so I can explain that just so if it's not completely clear. So the first 2 things on there, the color edition and the gray tone edition, that is current Goblin Girl volume 1 that's coming out. Each one of those will be at least 64 story pages. The 64 pages are already drawn. He's already trying to squeeze in more pages, and I'm begging him not to. But so it'll probably be roughly around 80 pages total. So with the color edition, you'll get a 80-page color graphic novel of Goblin Girl. With the gray tone edition, that is again that same book, 64 story pages, 80 pages total, gray toned book. The sketchbook is basically a making of and other drawings of Dan's. It's his miniature version of an art book. And I guess we should put some periods or commas in there. I think maybe again we were like running out of characters to like write everything in. And then the last one is the classic reprint. It is also black and white, but it's that 16-page ash can that he created a couple years back. That's literally a ash can proof of concept book.
Yeah, that's what this is. It's just a reprint of this. I was just lucky last year to get this.
There are only 25 of those in the wild in existence, and you're lucky enough to have one of those 25.
25. That's crazy.
Yeah. So we're on the first tier. We just explained the whole first one. Yep.
Yes. So the featured is right there, and then of course you have your standard colored and gray tone for 30. Then the Australian perks, which are the same as the previous 2, and then just a 2-pack. So this is just the featured tier without those extra books, without the sketchbook. Right. If you just want those by themselves,
it's for those discerning fans. It's like, man, hey, I think Billy's kind of a kooky weirdo, but I like his colors. And you're like, but oh man, this black and white just looks so good. You can just get that one, and you'll have
exactly.
both editions as intended.
All right, and then this is the Goblin's Chest, a perfect title for a perk on the Goblin Girl. This comes with a boatload of stuff.
I love that the perk comes up right next to that graphic.
Yes.
On everybody's too.
Yeah, so this comes with everything in the featured tier, plus some stickers, a ring artifact, a pencil sketch, original pencil sketch of Goblin Girl on 11 by 14, which is crazy. That's awesome to be thrown in here. And that mouse pad, which I think you guys need to advertise that more. That's going to be kick ass. And then an art print set. So you're getting prints on here and more stuff than just this that they're going to throw in there. So there's
the ring of power is that the red ring that you see that Goblin Girls wears in some of these things, like you're gonna get that
Yeah.
red ring of power right there. You're gonna get that bad boy. It's
The ring.
it's the ring that the Goblin King wears that keeps the lava golem in check. Like you don't want to take that
Yeah,
ring
look at
off
him.
of a finger, or
Awesome.
you wake up big boy. Genuine Comics, it is 64 story pages at current. It might be a couple more, but I don't think it'll be more than 70. So around between 64 and 70 story pages, with maybe like 10 pages of bonus in the back. So 80 pages total.
Yeah,
Which
that's gonna be
again,
awesome.
for anybody that's coming in late, 62 of the 64 pages are already completely drawn and inked. So we are at 98% production for the line art, and the gray toning is completely done already.
Yes. Goblin's chest. Does this come with a shirt too?
It does come with a shirt.
God damn, that's not even on the list thing, but it's in the picture.
I know we couldn't fit it on there.
Right.
There's too many.
So here's the thing too. This is what you have to do. You have to make a graphic that's probably like this image, but put it on the main page and
Right.
write the
Goblin's
thing.
chest.
Yeah, and then on the image graphically put, shirts and sketch.
That's a good
So
idea.
you could actually list things out and show them,
right,
and including that mouse pad too. Make sure people know about that.
and
Because,
that last bullet point can be like "and more," and if you look at the graphic, you can see the "and more."
Yeah, the thing is though, now that you've sold some, you can't edit these bullet points at all. But see, maybe putting that so it lands here, or maybe somewhere in the art pages, so their people can know that they're getting a shirt with us too, because no one even knows that.
That's a good idea.
All right, original pages for 300, which are kick ass because Dan throws everything he's got into these pages.
Yep. If you are a person that thinks that you want to buy original art, you won't get a random page. We will send you a JPEG with 10 pages to choose from. They're first come, first serve. So
yes.
If you want to get in there, you'll get a chance at one of the 10 best pages. I need like 1 minute. 1 second. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah, Jim, this is if they wanted to do that too, they could always hide that and make a new one. But they'll lose out on seeing that they have 14 claimed, but that's okay. It'll start back at 0. But yeah, they could always do that. I'll let them know. Goblin King of the Dark Storm Galaxy, Ride on the Wings of Doom. I think that's from a song. Sounds like it's from a song. Maybe pudding. There's always time for pudding. I haven't had pudding in a long time. What a weird word, pudding. That is a weird word.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Yeah, so Jim Cox was saying he suggested you could hide this tier and duplicate it.
Make a new one.
Yeah, and make a new one if you wanted to. The only downside to that is you don't see these 14 claimed anymore. It'll go back to 0, but it'll be all the same thing. So when you're fulfilling, it'll be simple. But if that's what you wanted to do, it does suck that you can only have 10 items on here.
That's thank you for that suggestion, though. I think we will absolutely do that.
Yeah. And then the last one is get drawn into the book, which is great. You said it's going to be on a big double page spread, right?
It is, and we're going to go ahead and we've already revealed what it is.
Yeah.
You're not just getting drawn into the book. That classic scene that you see in it, like a lot of high fantasy movies, where it's like, hey, this is the scene where like all the main characters are coming together and they're like at the tavern, and you see the big tittied women with the beer and the people singing and dancing. It's that classic high fantasy scene, like in the tavern. Like you're gonna get to be in the tavern, you're gonna get to be interacting. Your character will be interacting with the main characters, and you're gonna be. You might even make it into Goblin Girl too. I'm
awesome.
just saying.
Cool.
And with the draw, it's just like it says. again, we ran out of space. The drawn in tier comes with I think, does it come with all the stuff that the Goblin's chest has? Drawn in
Yeah,
and
I think
Goblin.
so.
Yeah.
We were talking
It's
about that.
everything that's in the Goblin's chest comes in the drawn in tier. Yeah. That's sorry. I was thinking about the original art pages. I forgot. If you buy an original art page, we figured people like line art stuff. So you'll get a free edition of the black and white comic if you buy an original art page. But yeah, the drawn in tier comes with everything from the Goblin's chest. It's like Ethan's style. It's a subscription tier. So if you get the Goblin's chest or the drawn in tier with the Goblin's chest, any stretch goals that we add, any additions that we add, like if we make our stretch goals and those variant covers come out, you're just gonna get that variant cover. You're not gonna have to purchase it if you get the Goblin's chest tier or the drawn in tier. That's
awesome.
That's a everything forever tier.
Yeah. No, that's great. Cool. Yeah, this is looking awesome. You guys are doing so much with this campaign, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Let me do this, reshare my screen so we could take a look at this trailer before we move on. Let's see. There we go. Oh. Okay, guys, man, perfect time for the perfect length, I should say, for the trailer. That was great. We got some new people in the chat too. Jim O'Reilly, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. And if you guys are tuning in, please hit that like and subscribe. We are trying to get to 1,000 subs this year. That would be amazing before the end of the year. Yeah, there is the link, guys. If you have not grabbed a copy of the book, now's the time to do it. To get that, the most amount of backers in the first week is really a good start. And then I know you guys are going to be streaming all the time, getting on more shows. It sucks. I wish Dan was here. It'd be awesome to hang out with him.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and speak on his behalf more formally in the statement is from Dan and me both. Thank you so much, Phil, for all your help and your support and your advice through all this, and and even being the facilitator for Goblin Girl coming out, and for being the person that kind of brought me and Dan Plague together in the first place. So we really appreciate you.
No, I appreciate it, man. No, it's a super awesome project with a lot of talent on it, and I can't wait to get mine, dude. Cannot wait to get mine. Yeah, genuine comment. Did you see this? He was gonna back, but he says the shipping sucks. But he really loves the art and your coloring, Billy. So hopefully, you could cough it up soon.
Thank you for saying that. I understand. I think we probably have two people from the UK. We got Dave Brinks from Genuine, and we got Bristolian Dave, I think, in there. I understand if you can't back today and it seems a little much. Please maybe check back in with us. Maybe we'll send out a tweet. Like I said, we don't want to punish our potential fans from Canada or from, Canada, I guess we can. We don't really, I guess, but definitely not from the UK or from Australia, we made that special Australian perk for our Down Under friends. I really think that within the next 48 hours, we're probably going to go ahead and add a perk for Europe as well. It'll just be for straight books, not the higher tiers, unfortunately, if we want to be able to try to get a discount like that. But yeah, we want to be able to help out the people in UK because we're putting out a European dark fantasy style book. We should make sure that our European friends can actually get their hands on it. So please stay tuned, Dave. In fact, if it's okay, if we make that perk, I'll go ahead and reach out to you personally to be like, hey, we dropped that shipping for you. But
Yeah,
we're really trying to get on it. Everybody's struggling with shipping shit right now, so we're really doing our best to try to accommodate.
What you guys could do as well is hit the follow button here, the little heart. So that'll turn red, and you'll get all the updates that these guys put out too. So if they, send out an update, you'll get the email as well. So that's always a great way to stay involved and informed on this.
God, this shipping is just such a beast.
Yeah. So
Everybody talks about it, but once you finally actually see how the numbers roll out, you're like, "Oh my goodness!"
Yeah, for sure. But before we cut out here, I wanted to do a little update on Lost Pages 2.
I thought we were also doing head reveals. I was going to show my head for the first time on any stream.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that in a second. Let me talk about the Lost Pages. So, Lost Pages 2, guys, we are still at it. 27 days to go. And I put out a big update at the beginning of the week, which I always do. The cool thing about these updates is, I'm showing off pages, but I'm also putting new perks out. Since this was the start of our second 30 days, I showed off this badass page here from Maxie of the silhouette, and El Dorado here driving his car. See, this is some kick-ass killer layouts from Alan and Maxie, and this is, as you can see, there's question marks here. Now this is where our drawn-in tiers are going to be. So the driver of this car, he's like El Dorado's henchman. He's going to be here. And so one of our lucky backers is going to be drawn in there as their likeness. Let's see here. But new stuff to the campaign. Everybody's going to be getting this print. The comic-sized crim print by Matt Dalton and Steve Cannon. Just killing it, kicking ass. I'm so happy to be working with these guys. And then the new perks, which I know you're excited for, Billy. Check this out. This is the Lost Scroll. Look at that. Jose Garcia killed it on this piece, and we bought this from him. He did this a while back on his streams. He was streaming it, drawing this on his computer, and we bought it from him because he did it for like a little promotion thing for his streams. And we're putting it on. I thought it fit perfectly with kind of the anime style to put on a scroll like this.
I think I'm probably the
like
biggest
Billy was talking about.
Sorry,
Jose fan.
Sorry. Yeah,
no problem. Yeah. So the way you grab this is similar to how we did the scroll for Magic Op 2. So we put this update out, and you could click here on this Lost Scroll link. It's a secret perk. It'll take you to the secret perk page, and then you could purchase the scroll without any additional shipping if you're a backer already. And if you're a new backer and you want to grab any of these perks, you could grab just the book or the reprint pack or anything, and you could add the scroll on, so it'll come in the same box as anything you grab. So that's new to the campaign.
So I know I'm a little biased. Obviously, I was going to say because I'm a huge, quite possibly CG's biggest Jose Garcia fan. But
yeah,
a lot of people draw the silhouette cool, but I think it's really hard to make it look like his silhouette is actually smoke in motion. And like this picture just absolutely slays. It's like he's like melting into the wall. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite interpretations of it. Let's see here. KSS says at 200K, Phil dresses like a sumo wrestler. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. I'll look better than Shane too. At, at 20K, Phil goes full furry. I think a little bit more than 20. That'll happen. 300K, Phil will go to Slap Mountain dressed like a sumo wrestler. Yeah, dude, that would be awesome. I would totally do that. You heard it here first. But then there's some more additions here. Put up a retailer pack if people want to buy them in bulk, because we sold a few of those on our previous campaigns. And the cool thing here, this is a great way to get the first printing copies of the book at like a bulk price. So you get 5 of Lost Pages 1, 5 of Lost Pages 2, and an exclusive retailer poster, which is like the big poster. But you get to choose which cover for the first book you want, either the Bisley or the new reprint one. So yeah, that's kind of the update. And then, we sold out of these sim cards. Simon Simpotier did 3 cards. We're super excited about the cards that are going to be dropping in the next few weeks. This upcoming week, Passion for Drawing did some badass cards for us. So Monday, as always, we'll have 3 new sketch cards that go up at 2:30 Central Time in the afternoon that you guys could grab. And then after that, we have some mind-blowing cards from huge CG artists that are just going to blow people away, that people are not going to want to miss out on. So stay tuned for the updates on Monday mornings, because they're going to be huge. But also, guys, this is why we're here. Back Goblin Girl today. Spread the word. This is going to be an awesome project. I can't wait to read it. And it's going to come out in time, because the book's practically done already.
You need this book in your life.
You do. You do. But before we get out of here, Billy, where can people find you? Anything else you want to tell the folks at home?
You can find me on the Twitter at Ghost Monster, or just look up Billy Bacsko. I own and operate my own art studio. We've got a bunch of projects on the plate right now. We've got Goblin Girl, we've got Rock and Roll Ninja. I got some a tabletop game I'm working on right now. I've got a lot of things in place. So just follow me on Twitter and you'll see all the cool shit that I have going on.
All right, now's the time. People are asking for it, Billy.
This is a very first. I always talk about this, that if on a launch or something that I would reveal my head, but like your haircut looks so good, I feel like it's time I rip the Band-Aid off and show the people that like I'm not the kid that I present myself to be. Shocker.
The kid. All right, should you want to do yours first, or should I do mine first? He did it. There it is. Look at that. Yeah, we all thought you were a kid.
Yeah, I'm nice.
And you let us on. You let us on that you were a kid, but I was always like,
why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop you fucking lying.
all right. Here's my is everybody ready for this? Let's see. Where is this at? Here it is. Ponytail's gone.
You literally look like Ethan Hawke from like Training Day. I feel like you're like the new rookie partner on the detective team. It's like your first day at like on a ride along. Like, are you a cop? If you're a cop, you gotta tell me.
Yeah, I don't even think Brandon has seen my haircut yet. So I'm doing this because I'm doing a Marv Halloween costume, and I had to do like flat top. So I gotta, and we did this. I've never done this before. No sideburn, because Mickey Rourke has the no sideburn in the movie. Also, Frank Miller draws him with no sideburn. But I was looking at the pictures, and I'm like, Mickey Rourke still has no sideburns, but I think it's just because all the scarring from his facelifts. He just doesn't grow sideburns anymore.
Yeah, it's like Jim too. Did Phil get a real job? I know those sideburns, man. Like you look like you're going ready to go to. with the yellow glasses too. It's like you're going to the academy. You're like, oh, it's my first day at the academy. I can't wait to, I don't know, arrest some people.
New Outsiders remake. Yeah. So,
Yes.
well, it's been a great show, everybody.
Thank you so much, Phil.
Go on over to Goblin Girl. Back it. Spread the word. I've had sideburns since 93. I was born in 93, so it's a great year.
Damn. I was in Kuwait fighting a war that year.
Jesus Christ. You bring it so low. God damn. But I know what everybody's thinking when they see my new haircut. Let's see. How old is Billy? They want to know. Justin Ward.
I am well, you can try to do the math. If I spent my first year in the United States Marine Corps in 1992 and 1993. So
It's probably 41. Who knows? Everybody back this book. We will see you guys next time. All right? Have a good one.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, I want to jerk off! Fuck! I want to jerk off! Look at